So, welcome everyone to our second university talk of this new semester. And we are very happy today to have here the Technische Universität Bergakademie Freiberg, or La Universidad de Freiberg, or the University of Technical University of Freiberg, as you want to call it. And they are going to talk about the different programs and the beautiful city of Freiberg. We have here today some representatives of the university. We have here Markus Dietrich, who is going to present, and we also have Esteban, which is a Chilean student that's living over there in Freiburg. And without further ado, I just want to tell you how this is going to work. We're going to see the presentation first. If you have any questions during the presentation, you can write your questions in the chat. And at the end of the presentation, we are also going to have a Q&A session, and there you can ask all the questions that you have left. And you can, at the end, also raise your hand, and we can turn on your microphone. So, muchas gracias. Vielen Dank. Marcus and Esteban for being here today. The floor is yours.
Okay, so thanks, Pablo, for the small introduction. First things first, I would like to thank the DAAD for the possibility, for the opportunity to be here today, for the opportunity to present our university to the interested Chilean students. And yeah, first of all, I'd like to give a very brief introduction about myself. My name is Marcus, as you can see on the screen. Please call me Marcus in case we're in contact after the presentation or whenever, because I think my family name is a bit too difficult to pronounce, whatever. And I also like to be called by the first name. I'm 37 years old. I've been working for the university since 2016, starting off as the assistant to the rector or to the president. And later on, after 4.5 years, I swapped to the international office, where I am responsible for mainly the exchange students from Latin America and also from Europe that come over the Erasmus program to us. And I'm very grateful to be here today with Esteban, who's a doctoral student at our university. He'll give a short presentation about himself later after the presentation, and also talk about his experiences at our university. And all that in Spanish language. We decided to do this in Spanish, so because we think it's a bit more comfortable for you. I also understand Spanish, but I prefer the questions to be posed in English if you would like to address a question to me. All right, so without further ado, let's jump right into the presentation. First of all, a brief overview. I'm going to talk a bit about our city of Freiberg, giving a bit of information about the history, but I do not want to bore you a lot with the history of Freiberg, since we're here today for the presentation about the university, but a bit of tradition and a bit of culture is always interesting, isn't it? And then I'm going to talk about the university itself, about the campus, about the international affairs, so the relations that we have with foreign countries, and of course also about the study degree programs that you can study here at the university, and last but not least, talking a bit about the study conditions. So the city of Freiberg, it was founded in 1168, and if you do the math, it's 855 years old. So it's the birthday this year. And the name Freiberg comes from, I mean, there's a lot of tellings where it may come from. The most interesting, according to my own experience, according to my own opinion, is that some carters in the past, they traveled through Freiberg on the way to the Czech Republic, and we are situated nearby a mountain. And in this mountain, they discovered a piece of silver ore, and once they discovered it, they shouted out "Berg frei," which was some kind of meaning that they discovered the silver ore. And if you turn the words vice versa, it means Freiberg. So that's actually the history of how the city's name was found. I put a couple of pictures on this slide. On the right hand side of the slide, you can see a stone. So what's up with this stone? In the past, there was a man who robbed two princes here in Freiberg, and when he got caught after some years, he was beheaded on that market. And what is interesting about that stone is that it is publicly allowed to spit on that stone. So it's a spitting stone. So just to show your disrespect to that man who robbed two princes in the past. Okay, next slide. So Freiburg has about 40,000 inhabitants as of December 31st, 2020. You can see that it's located in the eastern part of Germany, very close to the Czech Republic. And we're also part of the UNESCO World Heritage. On this slide, I put a couple of pictures of our beautiful city. They were taken by a photographer who really likes to take photos. And I think that you can see the beautifulness of the city. We're a rather small city, but it really is a beautiful traditional and historic city. Some of you might already heard about the city of Dresden. Dresden is very famous for what was going on through or during the World War II. So Dresden was actually completely destroyed or almost completely destroyed during the World War II, and it was built up again later on. And Dresden is just at 40 kilometers of a distance to Freiburg, and it's a very nice city. It has a very vivid student life as well, and students from Freiburg, they really love to travel to Dresden for the weekends or for the vacation, and also Prague, which is the capital of the Czech Republic, which is at approximately 150 kilometers distance. It really is a city that if you come here to Freiburg, if you come to start your studies with us, which you really should check out. Yeah. On this slide, I put a couple of two pictures aside. One is the university main entrance, like 300 or a bit more than 300 years ago. No, 250 years ago, sorry. And on the right-hand side, you can see the entrance as it looks nowadays. And our university was founded in 1765. It is actually the oldest university of mining sciences in the world. And a lot of famous scholars researched at our universities. They also gave lectures, like, for example, Abraham Gottlob Werner, he was a mineralogist, and also August Wilhelm Lampadius, who was a metallurgist, chemist, and agronomist. What is very interesting about Freiberg is that also the chemical elements, germanium and indium, they were discovered here in Freiberg. And also thinkers and poets were here in Freiberg, studied at our university, and also Alexander von Humboldt. I guess, or probably some of you have already heard of him, but I'm not quite sure if he's ever been to Chile, but I think not. But he also was here at our university. He studied here. And we are very proud to call him as one of our ancient students. Nowadays, our university is addicted, or it's addicted to research and teaching on the basics and the processes around raw materials, energy and materials. We consolidate all the disciplines of engineering, natural sciences, geosciences, and economics alongside the value-added chain. So all the study programs and all the research that we do, that we offer, are interdisciplinary programs and research tasks. On this slide, you can see that we are dealing with geomaterials, energy, and environment. A bit of the organization of our university. On the very top is the rector. At some universities in Germany, it's called the president. Here it is called the rector. We have 2 vice rectors. We've got 3 in the pictures, but it's 2 as of today. And we also have the head of administration and finance. So these people are managing the university. The university also consists in the administrational part of central departments where the international office, so where I am working, also belongs to. We have a research and training mine and also associated institutes. And of course, the faculties where the research and the studies take place. We have 6 faculties, as I told before. We have 42 institutes, around 70 study courses, 2,000 employees. Currently, there are approximately 3,600 students enrolled at the university, and almost half of these students come from abroad. We've got 13 central departments, such as the International Center, University Sports Center, and other departments. And the research that we carry out are always to be considered in a kind of holistic research. So it's from the exploration to the recycling, which goes over the extraction, the processing, and also the refining. So everything is connected from the very beginning to the end, and then all over again. So that's what we are up to. A bit about the ranking. In 2022, one of the biggest rankings that take place is the QS World University Rankings. In 2022, we were ranked 18th worldwide in the category Mineral and Mining Engineering and 5th in Germany and Europe. And 1 year later, which is nowadays, we are ranked 12th worldwide and 1st in Germany and Europe. And this result has been announced, I think it was last week only. So it's very new, and we are very proud to be first in Germany and Europe, to be considered first in Germany and Europe in the category Mining and Minerals Engineering. Our campus is ever growing. We are very proud of this new building on the left-hand side of the slide, which is the Dietrich von Freibergbau. It's a new building with a very big lecture hall. There are also seminar rooms in there. In the center of the picture, you can see in the center of the slide, you can see the new university library, which is about to be opened up in fall this year. And also the CEHS, which is the Center for Efficient High Temperature Transformation Processes, that you can see on the right of the slides. Weiche Zeche, I talked about that, or I mentioned it earlier. So this is actually a very old research and teaching mine. And if I'm not mistaken, if I'm not wrong, it is the oldest in Europe and even the world, which is still in function. So a lot of students of our university have the possibility to do their research underground by driving underground through an elevator and discovering the old paths that the mining engineers of the past have already gone through. And yeah, it is always an adventure to travel down there and to see what's up there and to be in an active research and teaching mine. What is unique in Germany is a mineral collection, which is very close by our university. It's also the biggest in the world. It's called Terra Mineralia, and it counts more than 3,500 minerals, gemstones, and meteorites from 5 continents. And all the stones were donated to our university. And once you're here, you really should check out that place. International students, I mentioned earlier, almost half of the students that study here are international students. So in figures, it's about 1,500, 1,400 students in total. International corporations, we hold more than 200 corporations worldwide in 74 countries. We have a double degree agreements with a lot of partner universities throughout the world, in Europe and also in third countries like China, Chile, of course, and other countries. We used to have also cooperations with Russia, but very meaningful cooperations, but all of them have been suspended for the time being because of the war which is going on in the Ukraine. And also, we have a lot of memorandums of understanding with numerous universities in more than 50 countries. I added this slide just to show that the most of the students come from Asia. We are proud to have 75 students from Latin America, and we really hope to be able to welcome even more students from Latin America to our university in the near future. Our university and Chile, we have active cooperations in the fields of mining, geoecology, geotechnics, mineralogy, geology, and microbiology. The universities that we are cooperating with are very known throughout Chile, I think. Most of the cooperations exist for more than 5 years already. And it's mainly about student exchange agreement, exchange of doctoral students, exchange of researchers, and project cooperation. In Freiberg, our university decided to build up 2 houses to welcoming guest scientists and also to give a possibility to the foreign students who don't find a good place to live. It's a Chile house, which is a guest house for the international students, and also the Lomonosov house. And now speaking about the study programs, we have a very big selection of study degree programs. I put a QR code here so that you can scan it, which will take you to our webpage where you will find out more about the study programs. Don't be irritated by the screenshot on the right. This shows our old or the webpage that has been in place until we had an IT malfunction. So we have an interim website at the moment, and we're trying to get back to normal. We are in the process of getting back to normal. So yeah, don't be irritated by that. On that page, I started to write down a couple of the programs that the people can study here at our university. It's the one that are with a B and an M at the end are bachelor's and master's courses. A D stands for diploma degree courses, and the ones put in bold are English instructed study programs, of which we count 13 in total. So for the bachelor's and master's programs, they are all in German. We do not have any bachelor's programs in English language at the moment. The university management thinks about introducing an international bachelor's in the future, but this is still in progress. So depending on whether you would like to study in German or English, I think it would be English. So in English, the only possibility that we have to study here at our university are the English instructed study programs like, for example, mathematics for data and resource science, advanced mineral resources development, geomatics, but geomatics also requires a German language proficiency on level B2, groundwater management, sustainable mining and remediation management, advanced materials analysis, computational materials science, mechanical and process engineering, metallic materials technology, and technology and application of inorganic engineering materials. We also have a business, an international business program, which is called International Business and Resources in Emerging Markets. As for the admission requirements, the German bachelor's and master's programs, the application for the bachelor's is always done through Uni Assist. Some of you might already heard about that platform. It is a service provider to the universities in Germany who check the applications in advance prior to sending them forward to the universities. And the application to our master's programs, either German or English, is always done through the online application portal. So for the German, if you decide to study in German as a foreigner, you would always have to send a proof that your German proficiency is at level B1 already at the time of application. There's then the possibility to do the B2 and C1 intensive courses at our university, which lead to the DSH2 exam. And after passing the exam, either at our university or you can also pass another exam outside the university, you will be admitted to the studies. Until then, you are conditionally admitted. Things are a bit different for the English language master's programs. You have the online application portal where you would need to upload your bachelor's, your transcript of records, a motivation letter, curriculum, and also an IELTS or TOEFL certificate. And the IELTS TOEFL certificate, this is specific to this is dependent on the specific degree program that you would like to study at our university. Actually, or normally, the overall band score is required to be on level 6.5. German language proficiency is not required unless you would like to study geomatics, as mentioned earlier. And if the committee finds that your application is appropriate, you would be admitted to your studies at our university. Some of the students are also interested in doctoral studies. At this point, I would like to say or to mention that we do not have a structured doctoral program at our university. It's always necessary that the student finds a professor, liaises with the professor, and finds out on his own whether topics are available at the moment. And it's always important to contact the Graduate and Research Academy at our university. Once the contact has been established and it's possible to be enrolled as doctoral student at our university by sending the application through the application portal. Our university does not charge tuition fees. A lot of universities do. We do not. We do not have a numerous clauses. GPA or GMAT is required for some of the programs. The semester fee is at 94 euros as of today. It might get a bit more expensive depending on whether students decide to have the semester ticket in the future, but this is still something which is being discussed at the moment. We are a campus university with very short distances between the buildings. Also, Freiberg is a small city, so the campus is a bit smaller then, and yeah, so you have short distances between the lectures. The buildings have very, very modern equipment, and because of being a smaller university, it is also a fact that you will not be distracted from studying so much. We offer the possibility, or it's not us offering the possibility, but the Studentenwerke, it's called in Germany. The Studentenwerke offer student dorms. They offer like approximately 1,000 furnished rooms. The rent is between 200 and 400 euros. Utilities, internet, and everything else is included. So the student does not have to worry about any more costs that may arise out of nowhere. An application is necessary beforehand. This application is to be done through the website of the Studentenwerke. And private living, of course, is also possible here in Freiberg. We've got reasonable rental prices compared to other cities like Munich, Frankfurt, Cologne, whatever. Also, we have a canteen on the campus, which offers bargain prices to our students. And I put two pictures here just for you to see how the canteen looks like. Our university also offers sports and leisure activities, a lot of a very wide range of sports courses like ball sports, fitness, dance, and climbing, martial arts, and other activities would be the Studententage, which means which translates to student days, a Kneipen rally, which is a bar rally, which is mostly or almost, which is done every new semester, and we also offer cinema to the students, and yeah, the University of Freiberg has, which is very important, or which is nice to know, the oldest theater in the world, which is still in its own building, in its very own building, in the building that it has ever been in. So if you decide to come here, you really should go to the theater one day. So basically, that's it. We are also you can also reach us on social media. We have the internet, our website, tubaf.org, which is our interim website at the moment. We are represented on Facebook. We are on Instagram. We are on Twitter. We are on YouTube. We are on LinkedIn. You won't have any problems getting in touch with us, reaching out to us. And at the end of my presentation, I would like to say Glück auf. Glück auf is a very known saying here in Germany, which means hello or goodbye. I would like to thank you for your attention. Thank you for joining in. And before you start posing your questions, I would like to give the word to Esteban, quien va a hablar en español con ustedes. Muchas gracias.
Gracias, Marcos, por la transición. Bueno, hola chicos, mi nombre es Esteban Zúñiga, yo soy originalmente de Copiapó, en la región de Atacama. Estudié geología en la Universidad de Atacama. También tengo un técnico mando medio en extracción minera que obtuve en el Liceo Técnico, la Escuela Técnico Profesional. Luego de terminar mis estudios, yo escribí mi tesis, entregué mi tesis, apliqué una beca al final de mi tiempo en la universidad y me la gané. Y gracias a eso tuve la oportunidad de estar 7 meses aquí en Freiberg. Tuve mi experiencia, pude compartir solamente un intercambio estudiantil, no tenía ningún plan en ese momento. Y luego de transcurrir el tiempo aquí, en la última parte de mi viaje, me motivé, digámoslo así, y decidí buscar un doctorado. A lo cual Freiberg como universidad, fue una ayuda enorme porque ellos proveyeron el dinero necesario para que yo regresase otra vez a la universidad. También me dieron un financiamiento con un mes, todo esto entre cooperación del DAD junto con un programa especial, y gracias a eso pude buscar un doctorado y actualmente me encuentro trabajando aquí en la universidad y en la fase final. Entonces pasé de un técnico en extracción minera, estudié geología, mi título de geólogo viene junto con una licenciatura en ciencias de la ingeniería, y después de un salto bastante grande, ahora estoy haciendo física experimental. Y he tenido la oportunidad de trabajar en varios laboratorios aquí en Freiberg y también en el Instituto Max Planck de Químico-Física de Estado Sólido, a pesar de ser geólogo y ingeniero. Así que pasé por todo todo este proceso, y ojalá poder ayudarlos a ustedes a resolver algunas de sus dudas. Veo que somos solamente 4. Permítanme leer sus nombres: Alessandra, Brian, Bruno y Leandro. Por favor, si tienen alguna pregunta de cualquier tipo, los invito a conversar ahora.
Muchas gracias, Esteban. Thank you very much, Marcus. Sí, si tienen alguna pregunta, la pueden dejar aquí en el chat. Quizás antes de las preguntas de la gente, una pregunta de nuestra parte para ti, Esteban, y es, por ejemplo, hablamos del tema del idioma, ¿tú en qué idioma hiciste tu estadía y tu doctorado y cómo has aprendido alemán? Me imagino que no sabías alemán antes de llegar allá.
Bueno, yo llegué aquí y mi único conocimiento de alemán fue lo que había escuchado de Rammstein, el grupo de música. Eso era todo lo que sabía de alemán, por lo tanto no sabía nada. Eh, Fue una experiencia bastante adrenalínica lograr llegar a Freiberg desde Berlín también. Eh, bueno, con el idioma yo comencé, luego de haber llegado, hice un curso intensivo de A1, el primer nivel que se puede tomar. Es es un curso que recomiendo mucho porque aquí en la universidad no es solamente un curso de idiomas, es también un curso cultural, donde te hacen una introducción a la cultura alemana. Tienes la oportunidad de compartir con diferentes alemanes, con estudiantes extranjeros. Eh, no vas a llegar a la primera clase y te van a hablar alemán, te vas a tener la transición. Y lo encuentro que fue una ayuda muy grande para poder adaptarse en este proceso. Luego de eso, yo comencé mi doctorado directamente. Todo lo que es un doctorado, un trabajo científico, se hace en inglés. Las publicaciones científicas se escriben en inglés. Un trabajo de disertación que también tiene que ver con todo lo que sea ciencias naturales, se escribe en inglés, siendo un doctorado. Así que también fue una ventaja, pero aún así todos mis colegas son alemanes. La mayoría de las personas que trabajan en el instituto hablan en alemán, así que tuve que aprender. Y de ahí comencé a tomar estos cursos. Todos los semestres tienes un curso, cada nivel, digámoslo así, B1 o B2, se divide en dos partes. Una parte que la primera mitad se hace en el semestre de invierno y la segunda mitad se hace en el semestre de verano. Y al cabo de un año ya tenemos la oportunidad de tener un nivel certificado, digámoslo así, B1, B2, A1 o A2. Pero lo principal fue no tener miedo a cometer errores. El alemán es un idioma bastante difícil, gramaticalmente hablando. Así que sin tener miedo a cometer errores y si te equivocas con la gramática y colocas un artículo donde no corresponde, te van a entender igual. Entonces no hay que tenerle miedo al idioma. Y qué mejor que tomando una cerveza con los alemanes, les gusta mucho tomarse una cerveza tranquilamente y esa es la mejor forma, el mejor ambiente para poder practicar el idioma, donde ya están todos relajados, nadie te va a corregir eh, tan pesado, por así decirlo.
Excelente, muchas gracias. Switching a bit to English, just to mention that Marcus mentioned the prices that you have to pay for uh, the semester fee, and then if you want to rent a student dorm there. And just to tell you that in comparison with many other German cities, it's very, very cheap. There are cities where it's very expensive right now in Germany to live in, and with this price, a semester fee of only 94 euros, that's very, very affordable. So in comparison, if you find more universities in Germany, those prices are going to be way higher in some cities. So Freiburg is still a very affordable city, isn't it, Marcus?
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, it really is.
Exactly.
Sí.
So that's something that you can uh, take advantage of. And I have another question. I don't know if either of you know the answer, but that has some always interested me since I heard about it a couple of years ago. Why does the Chile House is called Chile House?
Well, that's a very interesting question. I don't know if I'm the right person to address this question to. I know that it was opened in, don't let me lie, in 2018 by the Chilean ambassador. That's of course not the reason why it's called the Chile House. I think it's just that they wanted to offer a possibility to the Latin American students and they decided to call it Chili House. But I can find out for you if you'd like to. Perhaps Esteban knows. I don't know. Or
No muy bien. Yo sé que hay otra Chile House, no me acuerdo dónde, no sé si...
In
I don't know
Hamburg,
if you remember, Marcus, where do we have the another Chile House here in Germany? Hamburg?
in Hamburg, I know there's a Chile house, but that's a building, and I know that the name is because the person who built it made all of his fortune here in Chile or something like that, so he named it the Chile house. But
Yes, that was the first one. So now they started this cooperation with Chile. We had a lot of, the university had a lot of students coming. So they decide, and especially related to some agreements. They
because
were researching
yeah,
and such kind of topics, and therefore they couldn't afford or apply for a normal student house.
yeah, and the relationship with Chile and Freiberg it's very strong, and that's quite uncommon. Um, because it's such a small city as well, and then to have all three
Mhm.
agreements with Chile, and then the Chile house, and many students from Chile always. So there's you only need to find a Chilean restaurant to eat empanadas in the 18, and then you'll be set.
Yes, that's the only thing that we need here, some completos,
So you
and
see,
then I can survive.
you can be the first students here in the ones that are joining us today. Maybe those can open the first completo restaurant over there. We have a question
Yes.
here by Alessandra. She says, "Buenos días, gracias por la información. I want to know if there are some scholarships for foreign students, and if not, how about part-time jobs for students at the city?"
well, scholarships. I would like to address this question back to you, Pablo. Unfortunately, our university doesn't offer too much scholarships to new international students because we are a state-funded university. And yeah, what was the second part of the question again, please?
Whether if there are not scholarships, then how about part-time jobs for students
Uh,
in the
par-
city?
yeah, part-time jobs. There are a couple of part-time jobs available in the city. It's not too many of them, but there's also the possibility for the students to work in departments of the university. Yeah.
Yes. So maybe may I complement a little bit in Spanish. Hay muchos trabajos de estos part-time. Son contratos bastante pequeños, estamos hablando de quizás 250 euros aproximadamente al mes. Trabajas una cantidad de horas reducidas, no tienes que pagar impuestos por ello y te lo puedes encontrar tanto en la ciudad, en empresas externas, así como puedes encontrar también contratos aquí dentro de los proyectos de investigación en la universidad. Muchas veces nosotros tenemos nuestros correos y cada semana llegan alrededor de, aquí se le llaman hibis, y llegan alrededor de, hay 10 ofertas de hibi por semana. Claro que sí tienes algunas restricciones. Por ejemplo, si el hibi tiene que ver, como tú preguntas, con geotecnia e hidrología, van a pedir conocimientos previos en hidrogeología o en geotecnia. Si tienes que trabajar con un equipo de trabajo internacional, te van a pedir quizás que certifiques de alguna forma tu nivel de inglés. Entonces, pero sí, hay mucha disponibilidad de trabajos, tanto relacionados con ciencia como en las empresas externas aquí en la universidad. Pero sí tienes esa opción.
And from our part, from the DAD, we currently, for Chilean students, we only have scholarships for doctorate programs. So if you want to go do your doctorate at the university, you can contact us and we can tell you about our scholarship programs. We have fully funded scholarship programs and you can apply for every field. And then for master programs, we only have some scholarship, but in other areas, which is architecture and arts and music, but sadly no other fields. So if you want to find a scholarship, we as the DID sadly don't have any for bachelor or master programs in these areas, but for doctorate programs we do. And if you visit our website, we have a page over there where we gather all of the information that we find on other scholarships from either universities, the German state, the federal states, and everything that we find or that we heard of, we put it on our website. So go sure to check our website, ead.cl, and then you will find other scholarship options maybe to start. And then, as Esteban mentioned, there are other scholarships for other types of states. For example, this Santander scholarships, which allow you to do some months over there, and then there are some other kind of programs. Alessandro also mentions here, I am interested in master programs related to geotechnics and hydrogeology. I'm sure that in the link that Marcus shared, you can find all of the programs that the university offers, I think.
And also, if you're interested to get more information, feel free to send me an email and I will send you some further advertising material that you can use to, to find out more about the study programs in detail. Yeah. By the way, I browsed a bit about the Chile House. It's very interesting actually, because the Chilean embassy, they decided in the past to have more specialists from Germany for the key industry in Chile, which is mining. So they tried to find some possibilities how to arise some interest here in Freiberg. So they decided to build this house, and it was also private donations and everything. So they built up this house on this basis, just because of the education of specialized engineers for the Chilean region. Yeah.
Well, very interesting. So it was related very closely to Chile, as I thought. So great to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's also why the ambassador decided to open up this house.
Yeah, there was already
during the ceremony.
the relationship with Chile.
Yeah.
Cool. So great. So we have a little bit of Chile over there in the eastern part of Germany. I don't know if there are any more questions. If you want, you can raise your hand or write them in the chat. I have another question here, but I think I forgot about it. If there are no further questions, maybe Esteban and Marcus can share some last words or advice for Chilean students wanting to go there. What should they do first? And what should they do if they want to come to Freiberg?
Bueno, en mi experiencia, les podría decir, bueno, yo hice mi carrera universitaria en Chile. Ustedes saben, en Chile hay que pagar por una carrera universitaria. No fue una cantidad despreciable, digámoslo así, fue mucho dinero. Y después de que llegué a Alemania, o sea, aquí estoy estudiando, me pagan por trabajar. El doctorado siempre va relacionado con un contrato. No es como en Chile, que tú tienes que pagar por hacer un doctorado o encontrar una empresa que esté interesada en ese doctorado y que la empresa pague. No, en este caso aquí en Alemania tú recibes un contrato donde tú obtienes el financiamiento necesario y tienes una dualidad de estudiante de doctorado y de trabajador. Entonces, eso es un beneficio muy grande con respecto al doctorado, que te da esa libertad y te permite llegar aquí. El problema del doctorado es que necesitas un contacto con un profesor anteriormente. Ya tienes que tener un contacto establecido. Lo puedes lograr a través de las personas de la oficina internacional, así como contactar directamente una de las facultades. Aquí hay Freiberg se especializa por este tipo de cooperación internacional. Esperan las otras universidades con los brazos abiertos, digámoslo así, y facilitan todo este proceso. Acabo de leer algo. No. Yo estudié geología 6 años. Perdón, me estoy refiriendo ahora directamente a la pregunta de Alessandra. Yo estudié directamente 6 años y yo obtuve 2 títulos. Yo obtuve el título de geólogo y obtuve el título de licenciatura en ciencias de la ingeniería. Esos dos títulos juntos, y por el hecho de que ingeniería no estaba relacionado con geología, se reconoce como un diploma geólogo. Soy como un geólogo diplomado, digámoslo así. Y eso me permitió entrar directamente a un doctorado sin hacer un máster antes en Alemania. Si tu carrera dura 5 años, se reconoce como un bachelor, si no me equivoco, si no estoy equivocado. Pero esa información la puedes encontrar directamente en Anavin. Yo creo que aquí me puedes, Pablo, ayudar tú.
Sí,
Anavin es la entidad correcta.
efectivamente, bueno, nosotros también informamos en este tipo de cosas de acá del DAD por la información que nos provee Anavin. Y efectivamente, si uno tiene una licenciatura en Chile, más allá de la cantidad de años, es como el título que uno obtenga. Si tú tienes una licenciatura, existe un convenio entre el CRUCH, Consejo de Rectores de acá de Chile, y la HAK, que es la Conferencia de Rectores de Universidades Alemanas, que permite llegar a hacer un doctorado directamente con una licenciatura, pero va a depender de la universidad finalmente. ¿Ya? Hay algunas universidades que sí lo
Ujú.
aceptan, otras que no, algunas te van a pedir si tienes experiencia en investigación, otras no. Año a año nosotros tenemos muchas personas que postulan nuestras becas que tienen magíster y otros que se van simplemente con una licenciatura. Entonces muchas veces es posible llegar directamente al doctorado sin un máster de por medio. Pero ahí va, nuestra sugerencia siempre es qué tanta experiencia tienes, ¿ya? Porque hay gente que tiene una licenciatura y puede optar a un doctorado directamente, pero no se siente con tanta preparación para llegar a hacer una tesis de doctorado en Alemania. Entonces, ahí en esos casos, digamos, una sugerencia es que hagas de todas maneras algún magíster en Chile o un máster en Alemania o en otra parte, ¿ya? Pero en teoría no es un requisito obligatorio. Y ahí tienes otra pregunta en el chat, lo voy a leer ahí para la gente que vea la grabación después, que no ve el chat escrito, que dice si Esteban, puedes dar ahí tus datos de contacto, no sé si tienes algún correo que quieras compartir en el chat, no es obligación.
Sí, tenemos, tenemos solamente 4 personas, no hay problema.
Claro,
Voy a recibir. Voy a dejar mi correo escrito en el chat.
super there you can ask then Esteban all of the information that Chilean students want to know about Germany, how cold it is, stuff like
Very.
Hoy hace muy frío aquí.
that.
Sí,
It's a cold, but it's very beautiful part of Germany. Actually, I also study in Saxon, and it's a very beautiful part of Germany. It's very quiet, and it's like great for studying.
sí, sí.
Great,
Sí.
Marcos. I don't know if you have any final comments or advice for our students today.
Well, actually, I would be very happy if you've got any questions, feel free to send me an email. I will be very happy to answer all of them. And eventually, also, if you decide to do your studies with us, I recognize that there was a question. I think it was Alessandra who inquired about the hydrogeology possibilities. Hydrogeology actually is also a study degree program that you can study here at our university, but if I'm not wrong, it's only in German. I don't know, Alessandra, si hablas alemán. No sé.
Marcus,
¿Sí?
you have one of the programs. So I have some Chilean colleagues who took it. It's groundwater management and something else, and it is in English.
Groundwater management, exactly. Yeah.
So that one is in
That's
English.
that
So
one
you
is
do
in
not need
English.
any German to start it.
Yeah.
Perfect. So there you go, Alessandra. There are some programs in for your areas over there in Freiberg. So I don't speak German. Well, you can study then the program in English, and then, as Esteban did, start learning German over there. I'm sure that you pick it up quite fast. And once you live in Germany and you study German, it's actually much faster as when you study German here in Chile, because you listen to it all of the time and then you have to use it when you go shopping and stuff like that. And the university is very international, so maybe you hear English all of the time, but I'm sure that not everyone in Freiberg speaks English, so you'll need to know at least some basic German to go and then buy some coffee or bread to the local stores. And that's very useful, because if you want to stay later in Germany or improve your employment options and everything, it's always useful to learn some German, and which way better to do it than being over there and studying it daily in German.
I mean, at least it's always good to know the language of the country you're in, right?
Exactly.
I mean, we also offer, if you decide to take out a English instructed program, there is a possibility to do A1 German courses free of charge at our university. You just need to sign up for these, and then you're good to go. Yeah. So, and with A1, you would at least be able to order your bread in the bakery and everything. So, so that's just something that you really should consider if you go to our part of Germany, or also to the rest of Germany. Just speaking a bit of German is always good.
Exactly, it's always useful. And then when you go, if you come back to Chile, and then you see if an employer reads your curriculum and then you say that you studied 2 or 3 years in Germany, and they ask you, do you speak German? No. So it's better if you learn something and then you can say, hey, I studied in English and I still learned some German. So that's always very useful, even if you want to come back to Chile. And then there are many German employers all over the world. So if you want to work basically everywhere and you know some German, that can give you an edge in comparison with other people that only know English or Spanish. So I think that would be it for today. I want to thank you once again, Marcus and Esteban, for joining us today, sharing your experience, sharing the information about the university and the city of Freiberg. And thank you all joining us live in this presentation. And also, if you're watching the recording, thank you for watching it until this point. Remember that we do these presentations with university all over the semester, so keep in touch with us. You can check our website or our social media sites. You can find us as de Chile all together in Instagram or LinkedIn. There you can find all the information that we have on other presentations, but we also have other sessions. For example, everything that we talked about today, what scholarships do we offer, or what do you need to start a doctorate program in Germany and stuff like that. We also can help you with that. We know the local reality, and we know what kind of tests you need or what universities need from you. So if you have any questions about studying in Germany, just contact us, and we are very happy to help you in your journey to Germany. So that being said, thank you all again, and have a nice rest of the week, and Glück auf, I guess.
Glück auf y que tenga buen día.
Hasta la próxima. Nos vemos. Chao, chao.
Chao, chao, que estén bien.
Chao, nos vemos.